right now, anyone embarking on a career in sport is taking a massive risk and often has to fight many battles, both personal as well as with parents, with family, and with society, because you're in many ways you're breaking through certain stereotypes, and you have to have a strong sense of personal worth and self-confidence to pursue that. We have to make it just easier for kids. These are very large decisions we're asking 15, 16, 17-year-olds to make, and I think we have to make the pathways to this easier. You see a lot of young people actually who are playing sport to going into open schooling, and to also look at open university structures, to also recognize the limitations that athletes have on their calendars in the ability to do structured work, to find new unstructured ways of learning. And I think in recent times we've all seen also how much can be done digitally, how much can be done in a non-linear manner, sort of studying at one's own pace and at one's own leisure. All of these need to be explored. Very often, a failed sports person in the performance sense can be a very successful coach or physiotherapist or sports scientist. So looking at allied vocational courses which people can train in at the undergraduate level. So certificate courses in being allied sports professionals, giving people careers around sport, even if they can't find careers within sport. I think you have to have some coordinated central approach on what you're intending to do. And there I feel the Ministry of Human Resource Development and the Sports Ministry need to come together on the same platform and to plan this through. And first understand what is the purpose of these quotas, what purpose have they served in the past, and what are the inadequacies, but to really have clear policy direction on what are we seeking to do. What you do want is the government not to micromanage. I think the government's role is to set policy and to set standards. And I think each university, each location, in many ways, each discipline of sport is very different. So you want to leave decision making, you want to leave the micro decision making down to the nodes. Over centralization also has its massive deficits. It's important to set policy, bring everyone on the same page on what are we trying to achieve together, and then leave implementation and rule making and the little bits to the edges of the system, which are possibly better able to understand what the local needs are. But at the same time, it needs to be transparent. There has to be clarity on what is the way in, what are the criteria, what makes one eligible, and what are the ways to remain in the system. Systems are about being able to trust some other node in the system, right? You can't be cynical of everything. You have to start from somewhere and start trusting other aspects of your system. And the point is, the sports system is unable to do that. The education system is unable to do that because they're not talking to each other, and there are no trustworthy sources of information or sources of results. You have to recognize that a quota itself has a public element to it. When you're taking that quota, you're playing into recognizing that you have a public function, that is to continue sport. It could be private activity, but there's a public purpose sought to be achieved because you're taking away from someone else who would have got in on merit. And when you are the beneficiary of something, you also have an obligation. And unfortunately, I don't think it's been seen that way. It's just seen as, this is my reward for what I've done in the past, and there is no future obligation attached.